The rain washes away the tennis and hopes for quarter-final play on day 11 at Roland-Garros.
We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Roland-Garros.com, and the official app. And we are joined once again by world number 5, Daniela Hantuchova, here live at Roland-Garros. Now, it's been a dreary, rainy day, but we've got a packed show to bring you this evening. A rainy day in Paris leads to a washout.
There's a new generation making their way on the women's tour.
And looking ahead to a 39th clash of two tennis titans. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome into the show once again. It's our first washout here at Roland-Garros since 2016. Play was called about 4:30 this afternoon. You can see how dark it is behind us. And actually, we head right out to, well, the weather action. It's our chief meteorologist tonight, Eli Weinstein.
Yep, that's me. You know it. Yeah, well, look behind me. I'm on Court Philippe Chatrier, unfortunately. Not a single person. I'm the only one here. Rain is coming down. We got unlucky today, as you said. But that's the charm of Paris, you know? The weather is never stable. We never know what it's going to be like. And when things are too predictable, then it just gets boring.
Okay, so interesting day, of course, overhead, Eli. But what about for the fans? What's up with the ticket situation?
The fans are getting their money back. They're going to get reimbursed. And they have the opportunity with their ticket of today to come back tomorrow. And they'll have access to Suzanne Lenglen, depending on space, of course. But they're invited back tomorrow, and they will get reimbursed for today because they didn't get to see any tennis. There was hardly any tennis play, like you said. Although a few people got to hit a few balls. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. I'll let you take that one away. But yeah, it's pretty miserable. The sun is coming back. I promise you, as the head meteorologist of this show, the sun will be back.
Eli, it sounds like it's getting heavier out there, so leave the umbrella, go inside and get dry, and we'll be checking in with you a little bit later. Daniela, I want to start with the spectators, the fans, because a lot of people will get on the Eurostar over from the UK for the day. They don't see any tennis, and back they go. It's just a really... We can't change anything, but it's really frustrating.
It is for everyone, for the fans, for the players, for the organizers. But it's one of those days you can't really do anything. And actually, from a player's perspective, this is kind of a rain that everyone was expecting and everyone was getting ready for. So even in players' mind, I don't think most of them were actually ready to play, and that's good. The worst is when you play a little bit of match, then you have to go back to the locker room and wait around for a long time, where today I think around 4:30 everything was cancelled by then. So from players' perspective, it was not as bad as some other days when you just have to sit around for all day. But still, when you up for your quarterfinal match, you just want to be out there and do anything to get the match done. But it was the same for everyone.
So we're seeing some relaxed pictures. This was from today. Madison Keys, Simona Halep, and Ash Barty all just hanging out. But what about for the players? Because some of them would have been through this many times before versus some newbies, some youngsters, where that might, affect your nerves a little bit?
Well, you can see these are the girls that have been through the situation many, many times, how relaxed they are. And this is where, again, the experience plays a huge role, how to approach the day, how to just turn off mentally and almost pretend like how you see Simona right there. Yeah, like she almost doesn't seem like she's at tournament side, and it almost looks like three good friends having coffee, and that's how you have to approach days like this. This is where it gets a little bit more difficult for the youngsters who just want to be out there and compete, and they might try to want to change the weather or something like that, but you just have to go with it, really chill. It's so important not to waste any mental energy so that you are fresh when you actually have to go out there and perform.
Yeah, they do look quite relaxed there. There was, though, as Eli mentioned, a little bit of action earlier today.
Was there?
Daniela, there was a little bit of action earlier today. The legends, which you are one of them, took to the court.
You're talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
Oh, yeah, there we are.
How was this?
No, look, it's always so much fun to play with the players I've always admired throughout my whole career. And we got really lucky to be able to play some games.
Drop shot winner, baby. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes still happens. Oh, that was even an approach there.
Nicely done.
Yeah, you know, like sometimes something still come together, but no, it was so much fun. And like I said, this is all about just entertaining the fans and obviously playing with Natalie Tosiad, one of the players I always admired, and Martina Navratilova. I mean, she still hits the ball incredibly well. And obviously Dinara, was great to see her. I think it's the first time she's playing the Legends. So it's also so funny because you don't really consider Dinara as a legend yet, right? She's still so young, so it's just always interesting to see us, let's say the youngsters, to play against the real legends, which is always a huge privilege. And I just feel like it's a fun way to be part of the tournament. Also for the fans, they might see players that they haven't seen before, and it was fun. I gotta say, we are still in it, even though we are match point down. We still did not lose the match.
Was there no way you could have finished that off?
It wasn't. Believe me, we all tried to, and it was just sudden. Today was one of those days. It just suddenly it came out of nowhere, and it was so dark prior to that. Like we were almost asking to put the lights on because we couldn't really see the ball. That's how dark it was. And as soon as it came, like there was literally no way. I don't know if I would be this relaxed if I was still on the main tour and having to wait for 1 point to finish the match either way. And by the way, I'm serving, so
No
just
pressure.
saying, yeah.
We're going underarm serve.
Maybe.
No.
Well, your match point down, and actually last night, the last match on, it was 3 match points needed for Marketa Vondrousova. She's a 19-year-old. She's a lefty. She's from the Czech Republic, and she's having a breakout year. She beats Petra Martic 7-6, 7-5, and Daniela, she's 26-5 since the Australian Open. She is playing with confidence.
She's playing with confidence, indeed. And to me, what's the most impressive thing, first of all, she was playing against someone that she's lost the last 4 matches, and her first quarterfinals here in Roland-Garros. How she's able to handle all those expectations and deal with that pressure, to me, that's just amazing. And she reminds me so much of Petra Kvitova, the way she's mentally handling all of this, just being really humbled herself. Is what you see is what you get, and technically very much like Lucy Safarova. So she's got the best from both, and that's good news.
She's going to meet Johanna Konta in the semifinals. That match will be on Friday. Both women's semifinals moved to Friday, and both those players have 14 wins on the clay this season. And Marketa was asked in press, well, you see her there on court. She was so happy. Let's go ahead and hear from her.
Yeah, I mean, it's not happening every day, right? But I'm just really happy with my game, and it was a very tough match for me. I beat her for my first time in my life, so it's amazing.
What feels better, making it to a semifinal or finally beating Martic?
Both. No, I mean it's very good. I beat her in this tournament. I mean, I was waiting for this to happen like five matches, so it's great. It happened here.
And right after the match, Jan Hernick, her coach, and these are the moments, you've talked about that, but just her 9th Grand Slam ever, and she's into her first semi.
Yeah, it's incredible. And you can just see also there from the celebration, just very humbled. It seems like, you know, they do this every single day. And that's what amazes me. She looks so mature for her age. And that sometimes that doesn't happen as often coming from Czech or Slovakia. We take a longer time to kind of grow into the occasions and try to be more mentally strong. And she seems to be handling all of that really well. So well done to her.
Something that has got the press room talking are the Vondrousova drop shots, the execution, the cut under the ball, the disguise, the audacity. It's an absolute, Daniela, joy to watch.
Gigi is one of the best drop shots we've got in women's game, and the way she's able to disguise it, first of all, she's got such a natural touch on her strokes, all of them, but it's the drop shot that pretty much the players can't really see when it's coming, and it's just such a natural shot. She's got incredible timing, incredible hands, and this is a shot that's gonna help her to get the best results in her career, because she just first of all, she knows when to hit it, from which position on the court, and also how short she's able to drop it. It's just incredible. And she's got a beautiful, especially on the backhand side, she turns like she's gonna hit a really, really hard backhand, and then suddenly out of nowhere she's just able to drop it really short. And it's a beauty to watch, and she's gonna be really, really successful throughout the years because of this shot.
It's incredible to think that she's just 19 years of age, to have that courtcraft, that intelligence at such a young age.
Also, that means she reads the court well. She's very aware where on the court she's able at the moment, because with the drop shots, it's not only about having the right technique, but from which position on the court you are able to hit it, and then also follow it up, whether it's a passing shot or whatever comes after the shot. So another good thing that she does is that she's always ready after the drop shot to play another shot, just in case it comes back to her.
So we've already got a highlight reel of Marketa Vondrousova drop shots, and I'm sure we'll be seeing some in that match against Johanna Konta on Friday. We're going to stick with teenagers, and we're going to stick with rising stars as we feature a young lady who's hoping to book her place in her first Grand Slam semi-final.
Our time is coming. We are the new generation, and the new nation is on the position. We are the new generation, and the new nation is.
I'm getting to play Halep in the next round, so I'm really excited. I mean, she won the Grand Slam the previous year, so honestly, I don't know who else I would want to play right now. I think she's an amazing player. I mean, she's honestly one of the best, so last year when she won, seeing her really happy actually made me happy when I was watching the final. I was struggling a lot through my injury. I mean, there were always like factors that kept like stopping me from continuing, and it was just really hard, and yeah, I just had to stay patient and keep working, and every night I'd go to bed and I'd just think about like maybe one day it's going to be okay if you just keep working. So I'm just really happy that it's finally happening and all my hard work is paying off now that I'm finally healthy, and I'm really grateful and thankful that I get to have this opportunity and get to be playing. It's been an incredible couple of weeks for me, so I'm just going to keep looking back at it as an amazing memory and experience, and hopefully I can get more quarterfinals in the future.
I'm sure she will. She's a confident young lady, Amanda Anisimova, and she is only 17 years old. She's not 18 till August.
Again, I mean, so mature for her age and so much confidence going on there. I mean, you know, she doesn't really care who is on the other side of the court. So Simona's got to watch out, because even though she said there that she was happy for Simona when she lifted the trophy last year, she's not going to be thinking about in their next match. And it's going to be really interesting because, as I said, she's not afraid of big names. That's huge. When you're 17, it's also easy to do that because, you know, there are no expectations on you. So this is the year she's got to really enjoy, because no one really has figured out her game just yet. So she can only surprise. And I think she just got to go for it. And I think she's going to trouble Simona, but at the end, I think the experience of Simona is going to help her to get through.
I think that's what makes it really interesting. It's the first meeting between the two, but all the expectation is on the shoulders of Simona Halep, defending champion, the way she crushed her opponent to get through to this round. Against a 17-year-old, it's like, yeah, this is probably the first of many. I'll enjoy myself. Of course I want to win. But all the pressure on the shoulders of the Romanian.
Yes, but, you know, maybe 2-3 years ago, I would be worried about a match like this from Simona's point of view. But the way she's been able to approach this tournament, and having seen her so relaxed, enjoying defending the title and just not putting any pressure on herself. She said it herself that, you know, anything that happens from now on, it's a bonus for her, and that's a really great way to approach it. So I've been really impressed how Simona was able to handle all of those expectations. So I will not be worried about her next match as well, because there is so much on the line, but she's ready to take that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, me too. That was one of the quarterfinals held over from today. The other one was the hard-hitting American Madison Keys against the all-court Australian in Ash Barty. And this one, Daniela, it's the third time they've met. They're 1-1 head-to-head. We could have a lot of different dynamics here in this match.
I mean, this is the one I'm so looking forward to, because both of these players are my favorites. I mean, there is so much on the line for both of them because they work extremely hard for it. Such a great and natural hard hitters. Ashley, obviously, a little bit maybe better at the net because of all the doubles titles she's got, but Madison, that natural power from the baseline is just incredible. So, yeah. We'll see.
Do you have a tip here? Because I feel like this one, I could go either way.
Yeah, no idea.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Who
Yeah.
you where are you going?
Well, I would be split on it, but I also want to loop back to you on Simona because we are into week 2. And you did say on our
Yep.
very first show that once she was in week 2, is
Yep.
she your lock now for the title?
She is. Only player to watch out for is Joanna Konta, because the way she played yesterday was the best tennis I've seen from Konta all these years. So that's the player to me to watch out for Simona. And obviously all the girls by now they're playing incredible tennis, but I just feel like she's got that mental toughness now, Simona. And as I said, in the second week, everyone's got to watch out for her. And to me, she's the favorite for the tournament.
Unfortunately, there was no play today. So the matches that were due to be played today, those quarterfinals we've been looking at, they've been moved to tomorrow. So Johanna Konta against Marketa Vondrousova, that will take place. We're going to have 4 matches that will take place on Friday. The last time we saw Eli, he had a lovely umbrella. He was a little bit cold. Now, Eli, you've gone inside. It's a bit warmer, and you're with a man who's probably had a very busy day.
Okay, guys, yeah, I'm with Wayne Mcewen. Wayne, thank you very much. One of the tournament supervisors. Fill us in on what happened today. I mean, obviously we know a little bit, but from your perspective.
Well, it rained, and unfortunately tennis tournaments are prone to a little bit of bad weather. We got it bad today. We hit a few balls early on for the early starts, but the big matches we never got on court. So it does affect the schedule, not just the tournament. It's the players, it's the spectators, it's TV. It affects quite a few people.
Was it touch and go all day long? Like, were you guys hoping that you could get players on, or did it look like it was going to be a bad day?
A bit of both. We were hopeful. You're always hopeful that you're going to get on. It's very difficult with weather. Being able to predict it correctly is tough. The staff on site from France Media are very good here, so they're able to advise us that we did have bad weather coming, and that's why we were able to cancel early, which is a good thing because we can bring the players back that little bit earlier tomorrow.
So they're good. They're good on near predictions, and on longer predictions, it's a bit harder. What's the story tomorrow? Like, how do you catch up a day like this? I mean, a lot of matches are going to be played tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of matches to be played tomorrow. The good thing with Grand Slams is most of the time there's a day built in for bad weather. It just means players have got a tighter schedule. Rather than having a day off between matches, they now have to back up the following day, which can be tough for best-of-5 set matches. But they're professional athletes. They've trained for these occasions. Weather happens at all tournaments, so they are prepared for it.
Okay, there you go, Gigi. Guys, weather happens. You just got to deal with it. Thank you very much, Wayne.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You certainly do. And sticking with Wayne Mcewen for a second, because who would have thought that he would have been trending on social media this week because he had a little cuddle with Stan Wawrinka.
Oh, I love this. Stan just hanging out with Wayne Mcewen, who, Daniela, hasn't gotten very many hugs in his career, right? Usually you don't hug the referee, the supervisor.
Not at all, because sometimes he has to make some tough decisions. And I wonder, do we know what the conversation was about?
Just about if the storm was coming in. So he was saying, we got to get you off before the storm.
Okay, maybe the guys were just enjoying the match so much that they wanted to stay there no matter what. But, you know, being a referee in any tournament is such a tough job to have. I mean, I don't even know how they handle all that. And to me, most of the time, they seem to be the most calm guys that you know. And they just, as he says, you know, it's weather. We can't do anything about it. And it's the good day in Grand Slams is that you always have that extra day. So that's a good thing. So that, you know, all the players work hard to be in the best shape possible. So let's hope it's not going to affect them, even though it's not going to be easy now having to play back-to-back matches.
Yeah, we've got a busy few days here this finals weekend to come. It's time now, as we do every night, to talk about our daily question. Okay, here we go. So can Dominic Thiem compete with the big three on clay? And I have to be honest, we first were going to say, can Dominic Thiem win Roland-Garros this year? But that felt like a really tough task. So we just eased off the gas a little bit. And for Dominic Thiem now, you kind of wonder on the clay, though, is he going to be able, with all these big names still remaining, can he compete this coming weekend?
Well, to me, that's not even a question because he's beaten all of them and on clay. So, you know, there's no brainer to that. To me, the more reasonable question would be actually if he can win it this year, because definitely he's got a chance. Why not? You know, he's proven it in Rome, in Madrid, and in Barcelona, and winning Indian Wells. So, you know, he's getting really close. Whether that's going to happen this year, I mean, I would love him to see winning his first title, but I just feel like Novak, Rafa, Roger, they're playing better than ever. So I'm not saying he won't, but it's going to be very difficult, and his time will come for sure. But to me, that's the real question, because whether he can compete with them, of course, he's beaten all of them.
Well, Eli's been able to go and get some thoughts of some other people around Roland-Garros and put our question of the day to them.
Obviously got to the finals last year, and he's a heck of a clay court player. That's his best surface, and he can compete. Obviously, you know, after saying that, you got those three guys that are pretty tough, and so if anybody can compete against those guys, he's the next guy in line, I think.
I always say that before the tournament started, that he was one of the contenders as well to be involved with these three players. He's still there. He's been showing every match. The conditions are different every day, so I think that you have to count on him, and with no pressure, he can be dangerous.
Well, I mean, I think he certainly has the game for it. It's just a question of if he believes he can do it. You know, with these guys these days, it's also a question of the daily form. So you go out there, and with his strong game, if he's on, I mean, I think he can beat anybody.
So seeing him raise the trophy on Sunday wouldn't surprise you?
It would surprise me a little bit, but still say that he has the opportunity to do it.
Okay, there's the tougher question, I guess. Can Dummy win this year? Let's go ahead and see what all of you thought on social media. Twitter, Instagram, if you're not following Roland-Garros, well, get to it, guys, because the daily question today, and here's our final results, over 17,000 votes, and that 78% is yes, Y-E-S, that he can compete with the big three, and we're going to see, can he make it back into the final, and perhaps can he hoist the trophy this year?
Well, absolutely, but first he's got a quarter-final to contest that was due to take place today. The man he's up against, we just found out, he's going to become a father very soon. And added to that, his run to the last 8 at Roland-Garros has broken him into the world's top 10.
I would say I have a few nicknames. Jan, it's from Armenian language. You know, my family calls me like that from early age. And the other one is KK. I'm, trying to play aggressive style and going for the shots, not like crazy sometimes, but in general, that this way. So when the hammer is working, that's good chances for me. I'm really happy that all our generation is rising up. Like you said, Daniel, Andre, myself, Donskoy, he's older, but still we're really close friends, and hopefully we can keep rising together and in one day to meet against each other in the big finals and as well in the Davis Cup.
Understandably, Daniela, we're talking about Nadal and Federer and Djokovic and Dominic Thiem, but Karen Khachanov, from Monday, he's going to be a top 10 player. The way he dealt with Juan Martín del Potro, he has to be considered to be a danger.
Yeah, definitely so. And you know what? I completely agree with what Arantxa Sanchez said there earlier. From now on till the end, it's going to be so much also about the weather. That's going to be a huge factor, and it's going to favor physically strong guys as he is. So we must better start talking about him, because he's playing incredible tennis as well. And you know what? From now on, every single match is so open and anything can happen. So it's going to be very interesting how he's going to deal with his first quarterfinal here.
Yeah.
Well, it's a second quarterfinal in a row for Sasha Zverev, and this was another match that was moved back from today. We've got a jam-packed day tomorrow. Sasha Zverev against Novak Djokovic. They are 2-2 head-to-head. There's not very many players that can say, Daniela, they've beaten Novak twice, and actually that they're batting 500, that he's won half of his matches against Djokovic. But can he challenge Novak? And if so, Danielle, what is he going to have to do against Nole, who's just looked like a wall this tournament?
Well, he definitely, once again, can challenge Novak. And the fact that he has won a tournament coming into Roland-Garros, we talked about building that momentum and finding the rhythm on clay. He's done that extremely well, and he's going to be full of confidence. I think also he feels less pressure now. Nobody talks about him when he's going to lift the trophy for the first time again. And he's really, I think, mentally putting it all together now. And the bad news is that Novak said in the last press conference that he's playing better tennis than ever. And when he says that, probably he means that. So It's going to be really interesting how Sasha will approach this match. To me, he's got to be super aggressive, try to come into the net, which I feel like he should do much more because he's a big guy and he's got incredible ground stroke. So he can hit off the players most of the time. And I just feel like sometimes he could finish it off at the net even better.
It's interesting you say that, too, because he's spent over 12 hours on court so far this tournament, and Novak has spent under 7 hours. So if he moves forward, he can shorten the points.
Definitely. So that's the word. He's got to try to shorten up the points because as soon as he gets into long rallies with Novak, I mean, except Rafa and Roger, maybe there is not too many players that can stay with Novak head-to-head. So it's going to be extremely important that he serves well, especially making a lot of first serves and literally trying to hit off Novak off the court within the 2-3 shots, but at the same time not rushing too much so he doesn't start to make too many unforced errors.
Now, we couldn't be with you this evening without touching on Fidel. Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal. It's chapter number 39 that will be played out on Friday. And here for you is how Roger Federer made it from the last 8 into the final 4.
The match was obviously particular, you know, on many levels against Dan, who I know so well, and he knows me too. Had some tough losses in 4th rounds or quarters, so from that standpoint, I exceeded my expectations here, and you know, after missing the French out for so many years, it's nice to be back in the semis, so that's a great feeling.
Septième match, Federer, 3 manches à 1. 7-6, 4-6, 7-6, 6-4.
Il se qualifie pour les demi-finales de Roland-Garros, Roger Federer.
Well, I got the match with Rafa, so I'm clearly very excited, and hope I can recover well in the next couple of days, which I'm sure I will, and then I'll give it my best shot on Friday.
So you see that 70 match wins now for Federer at Roland-Garros, which is incredible. And Rafael Nadal has 91. They're the 2 most winningest players here in Paris. And Daniela, we're just in for a treat. We're doing an extra preview of this match because, as Gigi said, chapter number 39. And Roger actually saying that maybe this is the reason he came to Paris, to ask himself this question: can I beat Rafa on clay?
Yeah, that was interesting, that message he sent out after he beat Stan. And to me, it's all about that, how he can challenge Rafa. And the good news is, I think he's playing a better tennis than ever on clay, coming to the net more than ever. And that's what he needs to do against Rafa. I think the way he finished that match against Stan, being at the net after second serve, coming to serve and volley, he's got to take those risks and just... I just feel like if he's going to win and have a chance, it's got to be at the net. And to me, he's playing more aggressive. He's fitter than ever, enjoying it much more.
And he hasn't spent too much time on court.
Exactly.
He hasn't been battling
I don't know,
through.
like you had that the other day. I just have this gut feeling that Roger's going to get through somehow.
Really?
I don't know why I feel like that. And obviously, Rafa is playing in incredible form. And it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be incredibly close. But that Roger, because in some way, he's not really expected to win, let's say. Can we say that?
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So,
against the King of Clay, yes, you can say that.
So, you know, it's nice for him to be in a situation where he's playing without any pressure, which doesn't happen to him too often. So he's got to really just try to enjoy it. And I just have a feeling he's going to get through.
Wow, okay. Well, you heard it here. Right, we've got the order of play for tomorrow. It's basically today, moved to tomorrow, and then starting a little bit earlier, if that makes any sense. It's going to be an earlier start. It's going to be a midday start, Nick, on Philippe Chatrier.
Yeah, Simona Halep against Amanda Anisimova to start. Djokovic against Zverev there. Those are both quarterfinals. And then you've got Chardy and Martin taking on Cabal and Vera in the doubles. Now, in the meantime, on Susan Longland, you've also got a great day of action.
Absolutely. So it's midday for the women's matches and not before 2:30 p.m. for the men's. That's about all we've got time for this evening. Daniela, you were saying we've got to find you an umbrella because otherwise it's going to be a tricky trip home.
I haven't really thought this through how I'm going to get home, but
I think Eli might lend you his.
Possibly.
Yeah, if you ask nicely.
He didn't seem too happy to have it, so
I know,
maybe
exactly.
we can get you that umbrella. So we're going to get Daniela an umbrella to get herself home. We're going to leave you this evening, but Nick, back again tomorrow night, same time.
Yeah, and the good news is we won't need those umbrellas tomorrow, and we're going to see all of you here with a lot of highlights, a lot to talk about. It's finals weekend approaching here, and we'll see you on Facebook, YouTube, on RolandGarros.com, on the app right here, 7 o'clock. Good night from Paris.